welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be cooking the Wendy's chili. So right now we're in the winter and it's nothing like having a nice big bowl of chili, but who has time to run to Wendy's? Or who has time to run in line? So right now we're gonna do my recipe of what I feel Wendy's chili is. So this is gonna be my first time cooking on camera. Disclaimer, I'm not a professional. So yeah, let's go. Alright, I'm gonna start by taking and cutting these onions. The chili does require onions, so we're gonna go ahead and get a knife and start cutting them. Put this to the side. So today is Saturday, January the 13th. Yeah, January the 13th. A Saturday night, and I'm in the house cooking chili. We're really not a Saturday night, but it's dark because of this daylight saving time or whatever. Alright, so I'm just pulling the onions. I'm gonna cut them after I cut them. And again, you guys, I'm just a mom. I'm not a cooking professional. I can cook pretty good, but we're going to make this chili and it's gonna taste delicious. Hey, that's my son. His name is DeMarjay. Say hi for the camera. So now that we have these peeled, I'm gonna wash these off at the sink really quick. So I washed them off so I don't have tears coming out of my eyes. Onions do make me cry. So now that I do have them washed off, I'm gonna go ahead and cut them so I can dice them up. I actually have a food processor that I've never used, but I was gonna throw these in to cut them up. But I said, you know what? This is my first video and I'm trying to show you guys how to cook chili, and not everyone will have a food processor. So we're going to be doing it this way. Now once we get used to it, then we'll be using the food processor. So right now I've cut these, as you can see, in these slices. So now I'm gonna turn it to the side. I don't know what you call this, but I don't ever want it on my hand. And now I'm going to cut them. I'm pretty sure it's a quicker way to do this. I need to invest in a chopper. Or, no, a chopper, and I'm gonna be learning how to use my food processor. My sister actually told me at Walmart has something for about $10 where you just set it on there and you just tap it down one time and you magically have diced onions. Cutting the onions. I'm cutting them as small as I can get them. Okay, so now that we got this already cut up and sauteed, we are going to be heading over to the stove to go ahead and get them in the pan and get that going, and then we're going to be also putting in the ground beef. I will be using 2 of these. They are 3.40, almost 3.5 pounds basically. That's how much this one is. And this one, it's a little bit under 3.5 pounds. It is 73% lean and 27% fat. Again, this is what I'm using. You can also use turkey to make your chili as well. You know, whatever you like. Some people also, you know, for a vegan option, they will tend to use some type of mushroom or something that would be meatier in the chili. They will, you know, whatever at your discretion you would want to use, but I'm going to be using this. I might use about 1.5 packs of it, but I will also be using the same seasonings that I used in the onions and peppers. So I'm going to be moving this over here to the stove. And my camera should be following me over here. So now that we have that over here, we are going to go ahead and open the ground beef, which is here. No big deal to it. We're just gonna do it like this. And actually let me do that. So yeah, we're just basically gonna be putting the ground. So yeah. So basically, so you guys can see, I got the first pack of ground beef in the pan. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the stove, just like that. I'm gonna get the lemon pepper, same seasoning again that we've already used, and we're gonna do a little sprinkle on the meat. We want the meat to be seasoned. To have a good chili, that's gonna be one of the best things you can do, is to make sure that your meat is seasoned well. And sprinkling some of them on here. So you guys, I want you to give me some ideas about some different things. I got both of the caps on high. And if you can see, that's what that ground beef looks like. This is what the pepper. So you guys can see me just stirring up the ground beef. And I'm also over here stirring up the onions and peppers. You guys can see how good that is. And just still stirring and sauteing. And we're going to turn this down. It doesn't need to be up really high. Again, like I said, this is at your discretion with how big, how tender you want to cook these. But at this point, I'll turn them down on 2, and I'm just going to let that continue to saute. In that pan, I do have a little bit of oil. You can use a little bit of olive oil, canola oil, whatever you like to use for your sauteing. That's particularly what I use. I use olive oil. You guys can see. That's what it's looking like. It's cooking down. You'll have the oil, which I will drain off of the meat. So I'm gonna let this cook down just a little bit more. I'm gonna come back over here and just stir these just a little bit more. And smells really good in here. Just smell how good it is. It's just not even together yet, so you can imagine. So you can see just how that's looking. That looks really, really good. I've cooked this down enough, so what I'm ready to do now is I'm going to head over to my sink, which is over here, and I'm going to get the drain going. I already have my drainer in the sink, in which I will pour the ground beef in to get the oil off, and then I'm going to be putting it in a pan like this. I'm just going to use this pan because I'm going to get everything, all of it mixed in together really well, so everything will then go down into the pot. So this is the pan I'm going to be using, and I will be using this pot. You can use whatever size pot you want. If you're going to be making a bigger one, you use a bigger pot. If you're going to be doing a smaller, of course you use a smaller pot. So yeah, I'm going to lay that to the side. Back over here, go to pick up the ground beef. Just gonna drain it off, and I'm just put the ground beef in this pan, and I'm putting it in this pan just to get everything mixed up. So as you can see, this is the drained ground beef, the first pack. I'm gonna just sprinkle it in here. Okay, so the onions and peppers, and I'm gonna let you guys just see what they look like. They have been sauteed, seasoned very well in that oil. You can see that. And once I get that over here and put it over here, to get ready to put the beans in this pot. This is the meat that I have for the chili. And I do think it's a lot of meat, so I'm actually going to get a bowl and take some of it out, because I think it is a bit much for what I'm doing. If once I get to go and I feel like I can use it, then I'll put it in there. But if not, I'm just going to put this in the fridge, and we'll use it for nachos or sandwiches this week. So yeah, so this is something you can definitely repurpose. The only thing we did was just put some seasons on it. So it's nothing that we can't repurpose. You can put this in the fridge and use it. Okay, so now that we've done that, and my camera wants to follow me everywhere else, I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to be grabbing the peppers and onions that we already sauteed, and we're just going to put that over in here, just like that. And just getting everything out of the pan. So now that we have that, we're going to put that over here, and we're just going to stir this up, just like that. Just like that. We're not going to be adding any more seasonings to this. At this junction, you can taste it to see if it's flavorful enough for you. I'm going to actually get ready to taste it myself to make sure. It's really good, just enough where you still have that little bit of crunch, but you still have that softness. And that's what I'm looking for. If you prefer a little bit more crunch, you do not have to saute them. You can actually just cut your peppers and onions up, and you can put everything in the pot and let it cook all together. I just prefer mine this way. I'm not a pepper and onion eater on a regular basis. That's crunchy. I like them just sauteed. That's just a personal choice, but again, you do not have to saute the onions and peppers if you don't want to. So I'm going to be moving this over there. We're going to take this over here. Okay. So now that we're back where we started from, you guys can see what the meat is looking like. It looks like this. So now what we're going to be doing, since we have this together, is I'm going to take my pot and I'm going to put some of the ground beef in the pot. I do this because what it tends to do is I start putting the sauce and building up everything. Everything would be coated when I go to stir it up. It's not going to be as hard to mix it. And I'm going to just do it just like this. Just putting some down in the pot. Okay. So now that we have that layered down in there, we're going to set this to the side. Actually going to now start putting in our beans. So I'm going to be using 3 cans of light red kidney beans. This is the That Smart brand. This is something that was at my food line, because basically it has a little pop top on it. Now you can use dark beans, a combination of both. You can use some chili beans to go in with it. I personally use, for this recipe that I'm showing, I use light kidney beans, dark kidney beans, and then I will as well as use just 1 can of the chunky chili beans, because I did not have the extra can of the red beans to be beforehand. Pull that back and open it. I'm going to do that to all 3 cans, just like that. And that's what they look like. I do not leave them in this liquid. I personally pour this liquid off in my strainer that I have over there. I'm going to be using the same one I did for my ground beef. I did spray that off. So I will be using that. You don't have to use that. Again, I'm not a professional. I'm not trying to contaminate anything. Hey, I'm a mom, and this is just what I'm doing. So, yeah, just look out for me. So, yeah. And then here is the can of chunky chili beans, which is again the Food Line brand of these beans, and it does have the pop top on it. Now with these, because they are made differently, these will just pour into the pot. Don't have to do anything spectacular. I'm gonna take this same spoon. It was the spoon that I used when I cut the peppers and onions up. I'm gonna use the same spoon just to get the beans out of the can. Pretty much what I'm doing here. Just getting that out here. So now that I have that in here, I'm going to turn around and go to my sink and pour these off, the liquid off. Then I'm going to rinse them off, and then I'm going to pour them in the pot. I'm also going to be using 1 can of reduced sodium kidney beans by the hand over bread. Normally I have a couple of these under the sink, and I have them in a big one, the dark and the red. I didn't have that because I cooked chili I think last month, so I didn't have it. So that's why I have a couple of different cans, but I digress. It's still going to do the same thing. And I've already removed the top from this one with the can opener, and I'm just going to let you guys see what they look like. They are dark red. They have, you guys see that? They're dark red, they look like that. And like I said, I'm gonna be washing that off. We're not going to put that in the pot that way. Basically, I'm gonna do it just like that. I'm gonna make sure I got them off. Can number 2. Can number 3. Go ahead and put the dark red ones in here, but personally, because I want them to be mixed up really well, and I can't get that in the strainer, I'm just gonna do it in the pot. So I'm gonna wash these first, then I'm gonna pour them in, and then I'll put the dark red ones in here and do the same thing. So I'm just gonna turn on my faucet, move this out of the way, and I'm just going to wash the beans off just like that. The only thing we're doing, we're just getting off the juices in the pan. That was in the can. I said the pan. So now that we've done that, I'm going to shake it like this, and you guys can actually see that drainage, that dirt that comes off of those beans. I feel like it's dirt. So wash your beans. So we're gonna go over here and pour them in here just like that. And we're gonna come back to the sink, put the strainer back, and I'm gonna flip it over just like this. And I'm just gonna get some of the other bean particles, dust, liquids, whatever you want to call it, off. So now we've done that. I'm now going to pick up these, and we're just going to pour them in here, just the same way as we did the other one. So now we've done that, we're going to do the same thing with washing the beans off that we just did with the light canned beans. We're just going to drain them off. And I was just looking on the back of the can. It has a hand over quick and easy chili recipe on the back of the can. So if you are a first timer of making the chili, if you buy the hand over brand beans, it does have a recipe on the back, which is basically pretty much almost similar to what I'm doing. Besides, it has minced garlic, tomato sauce, cumin, black pepper, and the chili powder. But pretty much it's still the same process that I've showed you. But if you want something to go by, if you don't have this video, which you should, always just get the Hanover brand. The recipe is right there. It says it's 30 minutes. It's all it takes. 30 minutes for a good meal. So now we're just going to do that. So I normally rinse these out. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm going to do that before I pack them up there. This just keeps you know, things from getting in my garbage can, and I do live in a country area, and you know, the doors or something open, or you know, whatever, or something get in here. I don't want it in my house at my trash can. So I do rinse my cans out, and I do use a can opener that does not cut your hand. It takes it off, so that's why you see I'm touching it like that. But yeah, I'm gonna put these in the garbage. So now that I've got that done, I'm gonna turn the water off. I'm gonna pick you back up. We're going over here, and you're gonna actually see me put the beans in here, just like that. We are now officially finished with the strainer. We're gonna step over here, put something in the trash. So now pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm gonna let you guys see what I got. That's what the beans look like in the pot so far. That's gonna be the dark beans, the light beans, the chili beans, and I got some ground beef with some pepper and onions already in there. So now, because like I said, you at your discretion, I did use some peppers and onions because I do use diced tomatoes and green chilies. This is something that you can also use in your chili. It is in a liquid as well. I've already taken the top off. I'm going to be using 2 cans of the same thing. It's going to be the mild green, with a mild diced tomatoes with green chilies. This is the Great Value. This is the Walmart brand. They do sell the Rotel one. They sell many different things. By all means, use whatever you want. You can actually use this and you don't have to do the peppers and onions on the side. It's whatever you prefer. I prefer to use this to give a little bit of spice, and then I'll just use the other ones because it's not going to be too spicy, but it gives it texture as well. So I'm going to actually just turn around, drain the liquids off of these, and then pour them into the pot. Now that I've done that, I'm just going to dump them in the pot. I'm then going to put this stuff in the trash out of the way. Here. And just in case you guys are wondering about the can opener that I use, it's the Hampton Beach from Walmart. It is the one you set it on there. It'll remove the top right off where you know you can't cut your hand or anything. This was about $30 or so. It works very well. I do recommend it. Very kid friendly and opens up your can. All right. So now that we've done that, I'm going to wipe my hands off and wipe my knives off. I'm going to use this same spoon to stir it up. So you're just stirring up the beans with the ground beef. Got my sister in the background.
Live.
She don't want to be on camera though.
No.
So now that we got that mixed up, I'm gonna let you guys see what that mixture looks like. So now that we have that, we are then going to use one of the meat flavored pasta sauces. Now, you can use this one, but you can also use the one with the vegetables in it. So you can get a different one and you can use with the vegetables. And if you don't want to use this, you can just use regular sauce. I like to use this. And you just pour it over in there. And then you're just going to stir that up. You guys can see, just stirring it up. So now we're going to put the rest of the ground beef in here. Just like that. So the other pan that I'm putting in there, I'm putting in the traditional pasta sauce. That's 2 jars of that. So we're just gonna basically stir all of this up. You guys see what it's looking like so far. Gotta get this stirred up really, really good. Just like that. Okay. So the next thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take 2 packs of the McCormick original chili packets. Just here. I'm gonna use 2 of these. We're just gonna put it in there. Open this one. Same thing. Just put it over there. And we have to mix that one really good. You just gotta stir it up. Now, just depending on how much you do have, it is kind of a workout because you have to stir it because you want to get all of the flavors mixed up really, really good in here. Right now, because I'm gonna let you guys see, I need to put some more beans in because I feel like I have my meat to bean ratio is off. So we're gonna put 2 more cans of the light beans in here. So if you remember, we had 3 cans originally. We're gonna be using 5 cans of the red beans. based on what you want your meat to bean ratio to be. I do need more beans in this meat. I probably should have used, took out probably some more. Well, I know I should take out more. So I'm gonna turn it on and drain these out. Washing these off the same way that I did the other one. So it's not anything any different. You're gonna still go through the same process. What you see? Just gonna pour them in there. And then we're gonna just go back to stirring everything back up. That's way better. That's more of what we're looking for when we're looking at the bean to meat ratio. And just gonna let you guys see that. So now that we've done that, we're gonna open up 1 can of diced tomatoes and the tomato juice, and we're gonna actually pour this in there. We're not gonna drain that. We want all of those tomatoes in the pot, and then we're gonna stir again. Stir again. Okay. So now that we've done that, done that, this is what it looks like. I'm going to take these jars that I used with the sauce, and I'm going to put some water in them and shake, 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 and then I'm going to pour that in there. Now, normally, what I would recommend doing, and that's at your discretion, is I use beef broth. I will put some beef broth in there, shake it up really good, pour it in here, shake it up really good, and then pour it in there and put it on the stove to simmer. The broth gives it more flavor. Now, of course, you can use water as well, but I'm just saying the broth will give you a little bit more flavor if you do want to try that. And I would actually recommend the broth as well if you're looking at doing maybe ground turkey. Sometimes ground turkey need some help with the flavor profile, and cooking that chili with that broth, chef's kiss. It will make it flavor. You can see that I put water in there. Now I didn't fill it up because I don't think I'm gonna need to. I may, but I didn't fill it up. So I put it almost to the top of the label of the sauce that you use of the jar. So then you're just gonna shake, 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 shake it up like that. Then we're just gonna pour that down in there. Then we're gonna take and let you guys see what that's looking like. I'm going to stir it up. Stir it up. Stir it up. So now I'm going to go back in and put the top on this jar. Same thing. Shake, shake, shake. Shake it up. That's just getting a little bit of the residue off. And then we're just going to pour that in there. Just like that. So then, again, I'll let you guys see what it's looking like. I haven't mixed it. So now, I'm going to mix her. Mix her up. Now, like I said, broth you can get at your local grocery store. Not gonna tell you a particular brand if you want to use that. If you're trying to keep it budget friendly, then you're not trying to spend extra money. The seasons we use will be flavorful for you. You don't really need the broth. I'm just, putting that out there. But I would definitely recommend if you're going to be using the turkey meat for the chili to use the sauce. So yeah, but either way, now we're gonna just stir this up. I'm just gonna stir it up. Just like that. So because I feel like I need a little bit more water, so I'm gonna put a little bit more water in there. So basically what I'm gonna say is just fill up both of the jars entirely and pour it in the pot. So based on how much I had before in each jar, I put this a little bit above halfway. And I'm just gonna pour it in. And then I'm just going to go back and stir. Okay, you guys. So now that we have everything stirred up, this is what this chili is looking like. Looks really good. See the onions and peppers and ground beef and tomatoes. You can see where everything comes together. And so this is the fork. I'm gonna just stick it in there, just like that. And if you guys can see what that looks like, that looks better than Wendy's chili. So let's just taste it. No, it doesn't need anything. It doesn't need anything else right now. It tastes really good. The only thing I would probably say, I'm gonna put some raw salt in there. Just a little bit, just a pinch. It does not mean anything else. It is spot on to Wendy's chili. Probably a little bit better than Wendy's chili, but spot on. So I'm not gonna look for my salt box, so I'm gonna use just this little salt box. It's just regular salt from the grocery store, paper just off. So what we're gonna do is just gonna sprinkle some salt in there. This is not a lot because this is a large pot, but we did put some salt in there. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I just want just a little bit of salt in here, but it's spot on, already flavorful. So now that we have that, this is what she is looking like. She is not cooked down. We're getting ready to put her on the stove, and I will show you the cooked product. We are gonna let her cook for 30 minutes to cook down. We'll cook it fast. We're gonna cook it kind of slow. the final product. This is the Wendy's inspired chili. I did put cheese and sour cream on it with a side of crackers. And I also do have cornbread. So if you guys can see how good that looks. So yeah. Taste to see how it tastes. So it is still hot, and I did put cheese on it. My oldest son, he's going to be having it with crackers, so that's why we did the cheese, and we did the sour cream. Now my younger son, he will be doing it with cornbread, so he would just take the cornbread and crumble it over into the chili and eat that. But whichever way you would like. But yeah, so thanks for checking out my video. Hopefully you guys tuned in. If you like my content, please comment, like, and subscribe. Oh, and share this video. So let's see what it tastes like. It's so flavorful. Way better than Wendy's. Period. You can taste the beans, the meat, the cheese, the seasonings. I can tell you just a little more secret. You know, they do have the hot sauce, you know, you can put down in there. So if you want to spice up a little bit, you can sprinkle a little hot sauce on that. But it's going to show you what it's looking like that. But perfect cold weather meal. We're in winter. Chili, Wendy's inspired. Check it out. Next time, lifers, do life. Bye.